What would you do if your client website or your own websites got hacked and you couldn't restore them? And to make it even worse, what if it's a website that is selling products, or it's a community website that has a lot of data back and forth? Did you know that you could lose all those transactions? And even worse, you could get sued. This happened to me when I was running my design agency. I built an e-commerce website for a client. After a couple of months, the website got hacked and I could not restore it. The only way was to rebuild it. Now, the client at the time was going to sue me for loss of business. And that was a very, very terrible situation. Today, I have a product that solves this problem. Let's take a look at BlogVault. When I first took a look at this, I thought to myself, well, hosting companies have a backup and restore, but it is not as detailed as what you get with BlogVault. In fact, take a look at how many websites they are running across 120 countries. That's 400,000 plus, and the customers are like eBay, University of New Mexico, and Intel. I mean, these are huge companies, so this solution here must be solid. Let's dive in and let me show you how this works. So I have an account. I've logged into BlogVault. So I want to go through the whole process of setting up a brand new website. So I want to start off by adding a new site. So this could be my own website, or it could be a client's website. So I'm going to click here on add site, and it's now asking me for a URL. So I'm just going to come over here and grab this URL right here by copying, and then back over here, I'm just going to go in and paste. Click on continue. So now it's asking me for these plans, which one I should proceed with. So this one here is a free one, but of course you can go for a plus. Now with the plus, it comes with a lot of features. As you can see here, I mean, there's a lot. There's security, there's a cleaner, firewall. It actually protects your websites from getting hacked as well. So there's bot protection, there's advanced firewall, activity log. But as you can see, the free one here doesn't have much going on. If you wanted to add a website, this is how you would do it. So I'm just going to do this with this free one here. You click on that. So now it's asking me for my WordPress admin username and password. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. My site is on ZipWP. I'm going to come over here and copy my login credentials. So this is my username. I'm going to come over here, paste my WordPress username, back over here, copy my password, and paste it in here like that. So as you can see, it's very, very straightforward. I'm going to hit submit, and now it's installing the plugin on my website. So this is what's going to allow me to back up all the data on my website, and it's also going to push information to the servers of BlogVault. So now it's saying plugin installation successful, initiate sync. So now I can click on initiate. So there's a video here to watch if you want to do that while it's initiating. Now this can take a bit of time depending on how big the website is. Now the reason why I chose to show you how to install it this way was because Div University, which is what I have in my dashboard, is a huge website, and this will take really, really long. Now that I've shown you how to install a website onto BlogVault, let's take a look at a website which has all the features of BlogVault. So here I have a Div University. So there's several ways to take a look and see what is happening on your website. So I can click here and this will give me the details about my website. I can also click here on the domain itself, and this will give me an overview of what is happening on my website. And there's a lot of information. So first of all, here you can see my backup has been activated. I've just synced it about 17 minutes ago. So I can literally restore a backup. I can migrate. I can also take a look here for details. So as you can see here, I can back up now. And if I do a backup, I can give it a description of what this backup is about and then click OK. So this will go ahead and make a backup of my website. Here it's telling me the total files, and this is a lot of files. I mean, you can imagine if something was to happen, I mean, it'll be crazy. So here we have the restore. I mean, these are the icons. You can upload this backup to Dropbox. You can download the backup. You can also test restore. Next, we also have the backup stats. As you can see here, this is literally what I've just done not so long ago, and this is where the backup is, but I can also show all my backups. So at this point, I mean, I don't have much going on here since this is recently installed. To go back, you can either go to your dashboard here, which will show you all your sites, and this is where you can add a site, or you can just go to your sites, and then we are back here on Divi University. So the next thing we need to take a look at, which is very, very important, is the security and firewall. So if I click on view security, there's a lot that BlogVault is going to do for you. If we take a look here, in fact, it's still scanning, and it is going to take a bit of time because it's a huge website. And if it comes up with errors, I'll be able to see where those errors are. As we scroll down here, you start to see that there's a lot that's happening here. 1 billion attacks blocked by malware, and this is huge. And over here we have your firewall, your bot protection, your login protection, and I've got these check marks, which means I can sleep well at night. Okay, I really love this. Next, we also have the firewall here. Again, I'm smiling because I have all these check marks. So brute protection, I'm protected. Atomic security, I mean, all these vulnerability protection, everything is all good. Here I have my firewall rules, and you can see already, imagine I've just set this up about 20 minutes ago, and it's telling me 3 total attacks, 3 blocked. Isn't that crazy? When we scroll down here, it's also telling us that our bot protection is on, the crawler protection, the global IP protection, everything is all set for me. Right, we also have the capture, we have limit login attempts. Further down here, we have our 2-factor authentication. I have to create this, by the way, because this is very, very important. We also have the Cortex layer. So as you can see here, this is a lot that this is doing. And then finally, down here is telling me that I have these plugins that are inactive. So I can literally go in and delete it. So for example, let's say I wanted to delete that. I can come in here, select that, and delete it. So I'm going to say next, and then it's saying save delete. Okay, so now it's going through its thing. Then it's going to do the initialization and go through and delete it. Okay, I am going to go back and install it. This is just for demo purposes only. So now that we've had a look at the security and firewall, over here it also gives me an overview of what needs to be updated and what's not up to date. So for example, I can see here that Divi has an update, so I can literally come over here and do the update right here and there. You see, I can go proceed, next. I'm going to do a quick update this time and just update. So back over here on the sites. Again, let's take a look at more features because there's a lot going on here. We also have the reporting. This is where we would see all the reporting, and this is where it will show. Here it's asking me to install Airlift. This is an amazing plugin. I actually did a review about Airlift. It just optimizes your website for performance. It is absolutely amazing. But I will, do this in another video. Okay, so as we continue going down here, I can connect Google Analytics here. In fact, I think that's a very good idea. I am going to install Google Analytics here. And this is where it tells me the uptime, the page content, the domain, and all that good stuff. So as you can see, this gives you a massive overview of what is happening on your website. And this type of information, you would not get it when you take a look at your WordPress website itself. I mean, there's no way to see all this information that's happening. What I also like about this as well is when I come over here to the main dashboard, this is giving me an overview of everything that is on my BlogVault. So if you're a design agency and you're managing websites for your clients, this is where you would see all your websites. So here you can add your website, your clients here. You can add a new client if you wanted to, your team, you can schedule auto updates if you wanted to do that. But the most important thing here, and this is something that I really like, the updates are also done automatically. If I was to, let's say, have a website which has e-commerce, or in this case, I have a website that has a lot of activity going on because it is a community website. If I were to restore, I would not lose all my sales. That's the massive advantage here. Secondly, you have a beautiful dashboard you're working with. Now, there's also another feature. If I wanted to migrate my website from one domain or one hosting company to the next, I can simply do this easily. Here we have your site history. So if you wanted to see what has been going on, this is your history. We can take a look at your migrate options here, your upload, download, test, restore, and so on. And if we go back down here, you can see by date on the 27th of August, this is what was happening. So it pretty much gives you a snapshot of everything that's been happening on your website in this history. Now, if I wanted to migrate, I can migrate at this point here, 9:23 p.m. Click on that. And this now would be my sort of my demo destination. Hit continue and my complete website will be on this domain. Or if I want to do it on an external website, I could do it by clicking continue. And then I could now choose my backup version, which I've already selected here. And this is where I would add my FTP and host server information, the port number, and so on. This you would get from the destination hosting server. Okay, so as you can see here, if you click continue, it'll just pretty much go through the whole process. So migrating a website is going to be very, very easy. Now, the key thing about BlogVault is this is an all-in-one platform to manage and monitor all your clients' websites or even your own websites. Now, yes, the price may seem a bit steep, but what price can you pay when your website is gone? Trust me, it's a lot of money. When I was running my agency, I would lose sleepless nights when I lose a client's website because rebuilding it took me days and I had no snapshots of trying to remember what information there was. Thankfully, those websites were just static websites. But if it's a production website that has sales going on it or customers on it or users' data, that's a disaster. And it may seem like it's not important until something happens. In my opinion, this is a very, very powerful platform and I highly, highly recommend it. Over here, let's take a look at the pricing. So with the pricing here, you can see it's $199 per year. Okay, so this backs up twice a day. This is $299 per year, and this is one-click staging. So you can just see all the features here. And as we go further and further, you can see this says API access, annual security audit, account manager, 6-hour expert response time, and so on. Here it goes very specific. High frequency protection for e-commerce websites. So this is very specific. Your hosting that you get with your hosting company, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I may be wrong about this, but it won't protect you from your e-commerce website. So this $499 per year, this is a charge that I could easily recoup when I'm hosting websites for my clients. Look at these bundles. So this is a 5-site bundle and you can increase your websites here if you wanted to. So if you're not doing any e-commerce websites, you can come to this one here. So one site is $299 per year, but if you're dealing with a client, then you can increase, the sites. So this one is a 5-site bundle, and this is a 10-site bundle. So you can just choose which one works for you. In my case here, I only have one website that has highly serious data on it, which is my e-commerce website on Divi University and also all the data for all my users on that website. Go ahead, check out BlogVault. The link to that will be in the video description below. I highly, highly recommend this if you are serious about designing websites that have valuable content on it. Until next time, thanks for watching and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.